Would you spend $450 on this? Well, the organizers for this Barbie Dream Fest event in Florida are issuing refunds after customers complained that the event was lackluster.
Come with me to the scam they called Orlando Pickle Fest. Right away, bad vibes because of the AI logo, and then we were given this fortune that said you were a shining star in your own right.
Can I de-influence y'all real quick? DMV, this is not the move.
So today we have another installment of the Scam Festival and Convention series. After several episodes on this topic, there's not much else to say other than I guess it's just going to keep happening. You would think more people would be aware, especially because so many of these events go viral on social media and everybody sees what happens. But then time goes on and more examples get uploaded constantly. We have a ton of stuff to go over today along with comments from you guys from previous videos. So if you want to be featured on a future video, leave in the comments down below. But let's start off with one of the biggest ones in the news, the Barbie Dream Fest.
Would you spend $450 on this? Well, the organizers for this Barbie Dream Fest event in Florida are issuing refunds after customers complained that the event was lackluster, even comparing it to the viral Willy Wonka themed experience in Glasgow. The creators of the fan weekend promised 3 days of glam, nostalgia, and dream big energy made for Barbie fans of every generation. But ticket holders, some of whom paid up to $450, say it was far from that. Hell Hotel, a burlesque group who attended the event, told the BBC they were expecting much more based on what was advertised.
Oh no? Yeah, that's how this is going.
There were empty halls, maybe 14 vendors, lack of things to do for all ages, and especially a lack of events for our demographic, the group said. A day pass to the event cost $72 for adults and $33 for children, and as much as $250 for a 3-day pass with a swag bag, comprised of a plastic pouch and Barbie hand sanitizer. Some activities at the event cost extra. Mattel, who owned the Barbie brand, said that full refunds will be given out to everyone who purchased tickets.
Every year we recreate DashCon, you still remain undefeated. If you don't know that story, it's a classic that happened a little bit over a decade ago. Very similar to this, a big open warehouse with virtually nothing in it. And all these years later, it's still happening. The Willy Wonka experience will never not have me cackling on the floor. And that's a pretty good transition into a comment from you guys. I'm still reeling over the Willy Wonka event scam held back in 2024 in Glasgow, Scotland, where the attendees paid £35 for an immersive event with AI-generated promises, but found sparsely decorated warehouses with minimal treats, leading to chaos, police involvement, and viral outrage over misleading marketing. Now, where have I heard that before? We got another one up on screen right here. POV has spent $70 for the Dinosaur Adventure at the KY Expo Center. And again, there's not much to say other than rinse and repeat. These people rent out giant warehouses and don't have enough stuff to fill it up, so it ends up looking really bad, to be honest. Did we learn nothing from the Willy Wonka AI adventure? If Temu had a dinosaur adventure, we've obviously learned nothing from the Willy Wonka experience. And apparently this isn't the first event. They got us a few years back. Biggest scam ever. I'm dying they advertised it like it was so extravagant, and instead you end up getting screwed. We got another comment here. My daughter started to become very interested in snakes. I took her to Repticon. That was $30 each to get in, and once inside it was just a reptile themed flea market. Endless tables selling junk, must have been 20 tables alone with different vendors all selling the 3D printed snakes that were all identical to each other. We've seen that many times before on this channel. My daughter didn't learn or see anything about snakes. And now we could just move on to a pickle festival.
Come with me to the scam they called Orlando Pickle Fest. Right away, bad vibes because of the AI logo, and then we were given this fortune that said you were a shining star in your own right. And I was right. It was all toy resellers, 3D printed dragons, and AI on everything. Menus, t-shirts, like what does this mean? And lots of jokes and not enough pickle vendors. Like, I'm not joking, no one was selling a single pickle for less than $5. Let's talk about this AI chart. 1 quarts, 1 pint, and the conversion is wrong. It should be 0.473 liters or 473 milliliters. Then I saw this, a vendor with a picture of their actual food. Look how good that looks. I think that looks way better than whatever the hell this is. They couldn't even be bothered to fix the cinnamon typo. Then I saw pickles on the floor that were being served to people. Now I really wanted to go home. But we found pickle loaded fries. And look at this. Do those pickles look familiar? Because they did to me. Artisanal public school pickles that I haven't had since I was in high school. So after like an hour and a half of this mess, we left.
You go over to a pickle festival and you end up getting Cisco pickles. You can't make it up. And the AI stuff is starting to overrun everything. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But we'll keep on the food topic with this next clip.
If anybody's at Texas 2K and want to buy a fresh lemonade, let me tell you, it's not very fresh. And it's also not very clean. Just saying.
And this gets even worse when you head over to the comments. She rang me up and said $27. I literally just turned around and left. $55 for two is outrageous. 2 corn dogs, 1 lemonade, $81. And $27.50 for 1 lemonade. And that's what you got. But then you head over to social media and these vendors will complain that nobody's supporting small business anymore. We have to close down. We can't compete with chain restaurants or stores like Walmart or Amazon. And then you see examples like this all the time. Even just to get into some of these food festivals are outrageous. These food festivals are getting out of hand, taking a look at daily tickets, Saturday or Sunday, adults $45. And this does not include any food in the actual event. You're still gonna have to go over and apparently pay $27 for a lemonade. I'm honestly at a loss for words. I just read the ad on their website and for your $45, they ask you to bring your own chairs and picnic tables and blankets. So they don't even provide adequate seating. What is the $45 for? $45 to be allowed to go and buy food is crazy. So you have to pay to get in and then pay for food? No. The creator responds, yep, no food was included. Doesn't seem worth it to me. But let's go over to another food festival that was apparently held in Disney.
Here are the worst 5 foods of Festival of the Arts. Trust me, it's not even going to be close. Starting off strong with an entire booth that you can throw directly in the trash is everything in Italy. Overpriced, garbage. This seems super fun, but not when the mozzarella, it tastes like a hockey puck. Second worst items over at America. It's this abysmal horror show they call it the Steakhouse Lobster Caesar Salad. First of all, it's expensive. Second of all, it is like chewing on a tire. They overcook the heck out of that lobster tail. I don't mind vegan stuff, but in Canada, this is also just a god-awful mess. Is the citrus braised beet tartare. I mean, there's just no way that you're gonna make beets into beef or beets into tuna, like when they do it with watermelon. Like it just ain't working. They took away one of the greatest things at Pop Eats. It was this delicious pimento grilled cheese, and now it's a croque monsieur. Just go over to the rib and also look at the wine. No thanks. Then last but not least, avoid everything that is colorful and cute. It tastes like food dye, which is bitter and disgusting. Trust me, the Figment Swiss roll thing they're making, it looks adorable, atrocious.
It's refreshing to hear an actual honest review of the food. All of these influencers who are shilling for Disney infuriate me. We've gone over quite a bit of Disney content on my main channel, and there are many that act like Disney can do no wrong. Doesn't matter that it costs hundreds of dollars just to get into the park, the merchandise is crazy expensive, the food, you have to stand and wait hours just to go on a couple of rides, but they'll never say anything bad about Disney. It is refreshing watching these types of videos. We got another comment from you guys right here. The news in California followed a guy who sold organic veggies at a farmer's market. He was buying non-organic stuff from the same wholesalers who sell to stores. None of it was organic. And unfortunately, we see that quite a lot in today's world. I made a dedicated video just talking about farmers markets in the past, but we could just move on to the AI epidemic.
What I'm showing you right now is the icon for my local arts festival. Do you see it? You probably do see it. If you have any semblance of education on how to identify AI images, you see it. Imagine my shock whenever I went to go look up my local arts festival and I saw this image as their 2026 logo staring right back at me. My immediate reaction was, why didn't you ask one of those vendors to design something for you? You have over 160 people there. So naturally, I sent them an email. I was very upset about it. I will put what I said in my email. You can pause to read it if you'd like, but yeah. This is how they responded to my email, though. I want you to pay attention to this. Alyssa, I actually did invite every artist to create a blue hippo design this year. Only about 10 of them did, and this one was chosen by our committee. This was not an instant AI creation. It was done by an accomplished graphic artist who personally designs all of her work. I watched her build it myself. There are over 100 layers in her graphics program, and it took her many hours to create. And then it dawned on me, they actually did have a competition. They did have 10 submissions of people who wanted their art to be chosen. So immediately I'm wondering who submitted this. So I look up who submitted it. It was submitted by Dust Bowl Tough, aka Bridget Loftus, a t-shirt and hat vendor that goes to all of these fairs. I looked through the Facebook. They have a website that you can visit. And what do you know? Their website is full of AI.
And I know if you compare what AI looked like a couple years ago to now, there have been some major improvements, but it's pretty easy to spot if something was made by AI or a person. To the organizer trying to weasel their way out of it, I mean, what did you expect was going to happen? Takes about 5 minutes to do research and realize that whoever won the competition was just generating AI images in the first place. Especially when you're talking about art and artists, the AI craze is just unreal to me. We got another comment here. As an event coordinator, I don't allow MLM or AI into my events. Handmade only means handmade only. But that does not happen at every event. We got some clips up on screen. POV, you go to a craft fair in 2026, and it's just a whole bunch of pictures of AI slapped on various items. Explaining to a vendor at London Comic-Con in 2026 why they can't sell AI-generated content at the show. Walking around a tattoo convention and seeing AI banners from the artist. And there are a ton of examples. It's not just one or two. Especially for a tattoo artist, I feel like that's nuts. They are literally artists. They could draw. Why do this? I agree. If I paid money to get into a tattoo convention and saw this, I would be so mad. The concept of an artist not paying another artist or creating their own art. I don't know, that specific example was very weird to me.
Can I de-influence y'all real quick? DMV, this is not the move. We're at Tyson's for the Winter Lantern Festival, and it sucked. First, it's in the parking lot, so you can kinda already see everything without needing to pay to enter. I saw people filming from the outside, and low-key, I wanted to act like security and shoo them away because I got finessed and they didn't. The setup of the lanterns felt very inorganic and somehow empty despite there being quite a few of them. It felt like the holiday spirit abandoned this place because the ambiance of the whole event was not jolly or merry or bright. The music selection could have been better, parking isn't free, and the ticket came with an acrobatic show. But the only acrobatics I saw was the mental gymnastics I had to do to try to come up with a single good point to come here. Now, I did show up on a weekday in the last hour, so maybe if there were more people, it wouldn't have felt like a graveyard, but at least a graveyard is free.
I mean, this is basically the outdoor version of the first clip. A big warehouse with not enough things to put in it. You're just out in a big parking lot, you could basically see everything that they have there. I mean, sure, you could walk through and look at everything close up, but I don't know, again, it doesn't seem too worth it to me. I recently went to a Winter Wonderland event in my city in the UK. We thought we were getting tickets for a light display and ice skating, but turns out it was just for the lights. We paid £15 or $20 to look at fairy lights in the park. £15 to walk around in a well-lit public park. And of course, the food and drinks were extortionately priced. They were selling roasted marshmallows at £2 each. That's £2 for a single marshmallow. I can usually accept when I've been had, but I'll never get over this.
Hey guys, we're going to go take my baby to go see ice cream with Miss Rachel. So we got here. Look at this line, y'all. It is insane, but they did have a bounce house out there. We have not made it to the bounce house yet because we've been waiting in line. Finally, we get inside. They got a little bar area that's set up. The place is called Jolly Ice. So yeah, she had a little cute little bar area set up. I, of course, got a lemon drop. Tastes more like lemonade. These were the cute little bags. Y'all, look at Miss Rachel. Look at her. Why y'all play with my baby like that? Is it just me or did she just, age real fast?
Okay, so if you don't know who Miss Rachel is, it is a very large kids YouTube channel. And I mean, in this situation, I feel like it's both parties' fault. Because currently Miss Rachel has almost 20 million subs on YouTube. And you thought that everything in this event was going to be legit because it was free as well. But of course, on the other side of the argument, they did use her face and her likeness to make it look like she was actually going to be there. And obviously that wasn't the case. But we go over to the comments. And what in your mind made you think that the real Miss Rachel would host an event next door to a smoke shop? They make a very good point. The real Miss Rachel wouldn't have liquor there either. Miss Rachel needs to trademark her LLC. I feel like they'd still get in trouble using her likeness. And no way you thought it would be the real Miss Rachel. Like I said, I feel like it's both parties' fault.
My immediate first thought when I saw the advertisement on TikTok for this convention was just like, that is ridiculous and I cannot believe people are buying tickets for it. My second thought was, this is going to make an amazing video. I need to know what it's like. I can't dog on it without having been to it. I definitely should have bought tickets beforehand because they were $17 online and then $20 at the door. Everything was crazy expensive, like way more of a price than it should have been, honestly. Especially when you know how cheap people are sourcing these materials, like when you can get a whole bale of clothing for and pay pennies per clothing item. I think it was really clear to me that I am not the demographic of this convention. Don't get me wrong, I love thrifting, but I wouldn't buy anything at a thrift store for $100. Nothing at the thrift store. Maybe furniture, but I wouldn't even buy furniture there. On the plus side, there is a lot of unique items that you probably wouldn't find elsewhere, but if it's something basic, you're better off just buying it new. There is definitely a lot of cool stuff, but just nothing that I would be willing to buy for the price that they had it at. I will give them credit though, there was a lot of vendors and a lot of things to look through, but the majority of the clothing there was t-shirts. It was mostly t-shirts.
So similar to the food festivals, you had to pay to get in, and then of course buy the wildly expensive thrifted shirts. I mean, some of them were hundreds of dollars. But even the older stuff still goes in and out of style. So you spending that much money on a t-shirt or some hats, all for it to one day not be cool to wear anymore, is crazy to me. But we can move on to an interesting one in my opinion, of a vendor complaining about the amount of sales she's getting.
I'm at a convention where I sell my rugs, and it is currently 1 hour in and I have made 0 sales. Just as it hit hour 2, I made a second sale, so we got 2 sales. Awesome. Hour 3, I have a total of 6 sales, and a total of maybe 7 times people ask me what the f are those, so that's awesome. Hour 4, I made 1 more sale, so we're up to 7 sales. I also had a realistic conversation with my fiance about our future together, and I think we both come to the conclusion, with the help of noticing the sales, that it's time for me to probably get a real job. Hour 5, 0 sales this hour, so we're still up to 7 total sales. Had to go for a walk to escape and not cry.
Okay, so we're cutting off the video there because it goes on for much longer, but we'll head over to the comments. The top one saying, why am I not getting any sales? And then you start looking at the price tags. Some of these rugs are $150 to $250 each. But then it gets even better with the next comment. In the end, she got 14 sales with an average price being around $100. I think you're doing all right complaining about a $1,400 day. I don't know about you, but that sounds pretty good to me. But now we could go over to some other examples up on screen. When you pay $50 to vend all night to nobody, and it kind of just looks like they set up shop on a random sidewalk. When the market is dead, but you paid $55 in booth fees, got childcare, loaded and unloaded all of your inventory, and set it up cute only to get 1 sale. When the promoter fails to do her job, it looks like another empty event, no customers, and vendors leaving early in protest. We also got a comment from you guys right here. We had a very popular local fair end up getting canceled because they raised their price for a booth by 200% and no vendors came. That has been a pretty common problem throughout this series. Many of the organizers are just looking for a quick buck. They'll get a whole bunch of money from vendors coming in. They don't spend money trying to advertise getting people to come to the event, and they just take off running with the cash. But I think another problem with some of the attendants at these events are what the vendors are trying to sell to people.
Things I'm tired of seeing in vendor halls at conventions, but they start out basic and get more controversial. Starting out very basic and expected, 3D printed garbage. The only time I think this is okay is if it's something like really intricate or detailed, or like something that you can't make without 3D printing. Getting a little bit more controversial, but still something I think most people will agree with, crochet items. One of the reasons that I hate seeing crochet items at conventions is because it's the exact same plushies every single time. It's the same octopus, it's the same dragon, it's the same cow. Self-published books. You know exactly what I'm talking about. The books with like the really cheaply printed waxy covers and like the big font on the front. It's always somebody's groundbreaking fantasy novel, or, you know, somebody's mystery thriller that's just a ripoff of Dexter.
And we've all definitely seen the 3D printed stuff everywhere now, but I feel like more and more people are getting tired with the self-published authors. I'm not saying you're not allowed to write a book, but many people have been getting backlash because the books they're publishing are not the best. They'll pump out a whole ton of romance and fantasy books, hoping for it to get picked up on TikTok, and then just rinse and repeat. But for many of the readers who do like reading those types of genres, they're just getting flooded with a bunch of low quality books. But that's all I got for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. YouTube thinks you'll like this video popping up on screen right now, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, and I'll talk to you guys later.